What's good, my people? Welcome back to another movie review. Today we got a late ass review of Toy Story 5, baby. Now I saw this about 2 weeks ago with my girl, and we walked into it knowing that we did not need that shit. Disney just trying to cash some checks, but it was gonna be a good ass movie. The whole premise of the main villain being electronics and somewhat kids that's addicted to electronics and just like adapting to the current day where damn near every single thing has something to do with being on electronics. There's no such thing as like playing outside for most kids. It's just being on the tablet watching stupid ass Skibbity Toilet and fucking Hung Sahur bullshit, all that AI bullshit, and AI really hammering that shit into the ground. Like, it's ruining kids' lives, and this movie really shows that you can use technology to still have a healthy amount of fun, and it doesn't have to be, just sitting in a dark room all day, not even conversating, texting at best, and just playing stupid ass games all day. Productive, rather than just being a lazy bastard. And it's sad to see kids doing this at a young age, real life and in the movie. And the parents are definitely to blame for this shit. The message was really strong though. So basically the movie follows Jessie for the most part. She's the main toy. Jessie and the toys are trying to help Bonnie get new friends, and their method was for her to show off the toys that she plays with. But the kids around the block, they don't play with toys, they on tablets. Forces Bonnie to ask her parents to get her a tablet called the Lily Pad. She thinks that's the only way for her to get friends since everybody's into that new shit. Jessie and the toys don't know what to do. They're like, damn man, these tablets really about to take our place. They're not gonna need toys no more. And Jessie has a huge fear of being abandoned again, because with her last girl, what was her name? It was Emily. She has a lot of trauma with how Emily disposed of her. She went from playing with her every single damn day, leaving her under her bed, to where she was collecting dust for months. And it came a point where Jessie thought she was gonna get played with, but then Emily and her mom left her in a box outside of a truck. Jessie felt abandoned ever since, and it plays on the the Toy Story 2 aspect, where there was a small flashback and then Jessie comes to accept a new owner, but she never really got over that possibility of being abandoned. Even after Toy Story 3, when Andy got rid of them and gave her to a new owner, she never really knew how it felt to like not be loved. Woody kind of went through that, so I wish he talked to her about it more, but they were kind of separated throughout the whole movie. Pulled mad heartstrings. There was mad references to the other movies, a whole lot, to where you think that this is going to be the last one, but it's not going to be the last one. Apparently they got plans to do at least one more Bonnie movie, but they got more after that, because they want to do a Bonnie trilogy, which is, I don't know, compared to Andy's, looking back at it, Andy wasn't a huge part. It's more about what Woody thinks of Andy. But Andy had a way stronger appearance compared to Bonnie. Bonnie's whole shit was kind of like appearing in Toy Story 3, loving toys. She had a few shorts throughout the 2010s before Toy Story 4. But Toy Story 4, she just falls in love with this stupid ass fork, and then she kind of forgets the other toys. She doesn't even notice Woody's missing for like days. And when he decides to go out on his own adventure, it's like the nigga never existed. And I know she just didn't like him. That wasn't her favorite toy, and Woody comes to terms with that. But it's also the fact that's like, as I can't really give her shit for what Andy wanted her to do and keep the toys. Most people like Bonnie's a shitty ass character because she didn't keep a promise. I mean, she was a fucking baby, but in terms of like her caring for toys, it's really hard to show her sympathy, because it's like, I don't want her cyberbully, that ain't what I'm saying, but it's just like, she doesn't seem like she has much interest in the toys. But obviously she doesn't know they're alive, so it's hard to give her shit for that. Woody and Buzz ain't a big part of this movie. I feel like the trailers really makes you think that at least Buzz is a big part of it. Aside that, he kind of just contemplates telling Jessie his true feelings. Meanwhile, she's going through a whole crisis, like, oh, I'm about to get abandoned again. Yeah, in the end, they do kiss, which is surprising because we never really seen something on that level. I guess Bo Peep kissed Woody before. The whole Buzz Lightyear electronic army was advertised to be a big part of it, but it really wasn't. They was kind of just traveling the whole time, and in the end they just saved them from the truck and get the lily pad and then back to Bonnie, because the lily pad goes through an arc where she's an evil ass character. It's kind of repetitive because there's a whole lot of I'm evil and then I need some redemption shit with these Pixar movies. But this is where Jesse takes the role of any, like, they can be forgiven, where Woody tried with Lotso, but Lotso actually went the route where it's like, I'm a bad nigga, you ain't gonna change that. But Lily Pad actually learns that she can help Bonnie in a way that won't get her cyberbullied and get her the right friends, and not friends that'll, you know, ignore her and just only exist on a tablet. Like the fact that Bonnie has a group chat at the age of like what, 9 or some shit, that shit is wild. And then her parents let her be on the tablet for a long ass time, even though she has a playtime schedule, like a playtime alarm. She's still on that bitch like throughout the whole day, where she can't even like take her eyes off it. Like it's pure addiction at a young age. So her parents are shitty. That's a part I didn't like. I wish they showed more interest in what their daughter's doing, because then there's a point where she's crying in the backseat, got a little hoodie on, she all depressed because her friends in the group chat are like bullying her. They like sent a picture of her playing with toys or some shit, just like harassing her. She getting cyberbullied at a young age, and her mom doesn't know till she actually checks the tablet. She doesn't know that there's a group chat in that bitch because they don't care enough, and the dad really doesn't give a fuck because he got her the damn thing, and he's just like non-existent in the parenting aspect of things. It comes to a point where Lily Pad deadass has to take herself away from Bonnie when she sees her sad reaction to the cyberbullying and she feels like she made that happen. It takes the fucking lily pad to take herself from the situation before the parents, because they are not checking up on her, and I hate that shit. What's another part I didn't like? Oh, the fucking the toilet paper potty trainer instructor nigga voiced by Connor O'Brien. Yo, listen, there's some comments where I see niggas is like attracted to the nigga. I don't know how y'all niggas somehow find a way to be attracted to a toy. It's not even like it's a fucking Ken doll. It's like I'm gonna show a picture on the screen, bro. That nigga is a straight up toilet paper roll that has 3 buttons on it. There's this scene where it was the most obvious sexual innuendo that I've seen in a Pixar movie since Zootopia. I forget Zootopia. They were like doing some bunny pull ears bullshit. But there was a scene where they in the closet waiting for a message to send, and then he like, hey, we should play the game that's like installed on my buttons. And then Jesse's like, I will never play that game, with a weird ass tone. And then he like, they all say that, and he like rubs his own button on some shit, like he grabbing his dick or something. Like that shit was weird, bro. I don't know why y'all must add that shit in children's movies. That shit was weird. And then it cuts to Jesse playing the game, and she's like stomping all over his buns, and he's on the floor like, I can't feel my buttons. Like, what the fuck, bro? I picture kids around 10 or 11 can get that, and that's not what you want, Pixar. Y'all doing too fucking much. Besides that though, it was good. The whole twist where Jesse's hanging under Emily's old tree they used to play by, and Bullseye's like, Emily, put your name on the tree, and then Jesse's like, that don't make sense, that wasn't there last time I was here. And then she digs up in a spot where in a lunchbox there's pictures of Emily and her daughter, whose name is Jessie. And then Jessie realizes that she actually mattered to someone. She basically completed her goal, because her first owner named her daughter after her. That shit was mad emotional. That's a good ass writing. Anybody who says this movie's bad because it ain't based on Woody and Buzz, them niggas had plenty of spotlight in the first trilogy. Woody's movie was 4. I don't think Buzz Lightyear is gonna get a movie, because honestly his whole thing was in 1. He doesn't really need more character development. He just knows that what he's there for is to make whatever child he's with is happy. Woody coming back, I'd say, is a bad thing. It's kind of on some Captain America Doomsday shit, where it's like, y'all had an ending, it seemed permanent, it seemed like y'all didn't need him no more. But since y'all need to make, in this instance, it's not saving the franchise, it's more like, well, people would say that, but I view it as more like, we're leaving money on the table, we not taking it, so we need to bring him back. And Woody is like the main character, so even though he's not the main character in this movie, he's the most recognizable in this franchise. So he needs to come back somehow. And there just wasn't a need for it. Bo Peep wasn't a big part of it. Woody does not really do shit in this movie. Buzz does. He'll always have a fucking place in these movies. But yeah, Woody just did not need to be in this movie. They brought him back because it's like, what's Toy Story without Woody? At that point, bro, y'all should have just left it at Woody's ending. That's it. But you know, I think this shit is probably tracking to be, I don't want to guess, but it's probably before Spider-Man and Doomsday drop. This probably gonna be like end of the year top 5 highest grossing movies of this year. I think it probably made 400-500 million opening weekend. Like, you can't fuck with Toy Story, and it's hard to blame the studio for, you know, trying to get that paper. In a story sense, y'all gotta chill out. Like, we good, bro. We good. It doesn't need 6. I don't know why Bonnie needs a trilogy. It should end off with electronics versus toys, because what the fuck is the 6th one gonna be about? If y'all make a 6th one and somebody actually dies and the stakes are high, like, oh my god, fucking one of the main toys gets crushed by a truck, nobody wants to see that. But if this, like, it has to be different. I don't know what y'all can do that's unique, but it's a banger. I did like Toy Story 4. I didn't think it was needed though. I said in the trailer, the movies are fucking timeless, bro. Like, you could show the first one, even though it's animation quality, you know, it's a little outdated, you could still show a kid born in the 2020s and they'll love that shit. That's how timeless these movies are. That shit could keep going on, but in terms of story, I think this should be the last one. 5 is the perfect number. No need for more, man. Let's just end it off here. But Toy Story 4, I'm gonna give that bitch a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10. I think out of all 5, I might as well rate them, because who knows if the 6th is actually gonna be made. But just so y'all know my opinion, 1 is a 10 out of 10. I fuck with the character development of Woody and Buzz. 2, I say is like a 9 out of 10. I don't think that's the best one. Most people say it is, but I don't think it's the best, but it is fire. And then 3, 10 out of 10. That's my favorite one. That shit is just fire with the whole Lotso situation. That shit was dope. 4 is probably like a 7 out of 10. It's not too crazy. It was about Woody, but it felt like a cash grab. A lot of the time, they just wanted to sell multiple different toys. The amount of toys they put in that fucking movie was just obvious. Toy Story 5, a 9 out of 10. It was a strong comeback from the last one, but let this be the last one. Please, for the love of God, let this one be the last one. That's gonna do it for this movie review, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.